Well, we are back live at the Johnson Space Center here in Houston. I want to kind of give you some different perspective here and pick up this camera here from Tommy Chu. I want to show the rocket. This is a Saturn V rocket. This is the rocket that has been to space number of times, and it's the one that took all those astronauts to the moon. Not this rocket in particular. This one never made it to space, but it made it here, and it's been here for the past 50 or so years. On the far wall, you can look about all the Apollo astronauts. It goes from Apollo 1, which was actually a Saturn V rocket, and then it picks up at Apollo 8. Apollo 11 landed on the moon, the first, and it ends, of course, at Apollo 17. And right over here, the poster you were looking at is the Artemis II astronauts. Reed Weissman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen, and we had the chance to talk with them today. It was remarkable, and we would like to share it with you. We are fortunate enough to be talking with the crew of Artemis II. Congratulations, first of all, on what a great mission. What a great job. And I was listening to the news conference earlier, and it was so enlightening. And, Commander, I'd like to start with you because I think you broke some news in this news conference. It's the first that I've heard, and we've been following this very closely. We spoke to you while you were actually up in space, and you're saying that the heat shield, in your estimation, by NASA's estimation, looked good this time around. Talk about that.
I definitely don't want to speak for the engineering teams that are going to look through every single square millimeter of this heat shield, and they're going to evaluate every part of it. But the four of us, we rode that thing from 39 times the speed of sound down to the surface of the Earth, and it seemed to us it handled flawlessly. Maybe out the window we saw a few minor char loss events, which is what we had a lot of issues on Artemis 1, but our team found the root cause of the issues on the heat shield on Artemis 1. We flew that same heat shield on Artemis 2 and modified our entry trajectory to come in a little steeper, a little hotter, and it seems like from everything we could tell that it worked perfectly. We went and saw the spacecraft on the Navy ship the morning after we landed, and the first thing we did is we walked around it. There was a few little areas on the shoulder that we expected, and then we looked underneath. It looked really good. I mean, it's a true testament to this engineering team that got us on this ride.
That really is great news. I was kind of interested, Jeremy, when I was listening to you and you were talking about the fact that as these missions go forward, Artemis 3 and Artemis 4, you believe that we need to be willing to take a bit more risk. Expand on that for me.
Just the reality. We went on this extraordinary journey, and I think it probably looked pretty smooth to everyone on the ground. It was very smooth to us overall, but things can happen. And when we accepted risks in this program, and when you accept them, they can come to fruition. And if they do, it gets really tough for the team, and you can lose a crew. And even though we're going to do our best, people have to understand it's not always going to go perfectly, and we have to trust one another that we can, in the moment, adapt, overcome challenges. That's going to be important because Artemis 2 is super challenging.
Yeah.
It gets a lot harder from here.
Yeah. I was curious to find out, you were talking about this, not that you're going into directing after this, but you're like, this can't be a movie. This mission can't be a movie. It needs to be a series because there's so many things that happen. And I was also struck by the fact that when you and I spoke with all of you, Day 2 was part of the mission, and you were saying, when this thing started going up, you said, "Hey, I wanted to be professional, trying to be professional, but the kid in me just wanted to scream and holler." It kind of goes together, right? You talk about a series. Were there things along this thing that you wanted to scream and holler about?
Constantly. The entire mission was one profound experience after another. We have amazing simulations, and we trained on so much of this, but to see it in reality. I love hearing Jeremy talk about the depth, the dimensionality. You could see the curvature of the moon. It was clear that horizon was much further than the part right in front of you. The stars, that you're in them, not looking up at them, and there's just so much that detail. I would say what we call the human experience part, the yeehaws going up and the, hey, welcome back to Earth coming down. That's why it would be a series and not one single movie, because there's so much of that stuffed into this mission.
I was also interested, Christina, you were talking about, people have heard of, you got to get your land legs, you got to get your sea legs, and you were saying, you got to get your land legs when you come out of space because you feel maybe like you're in zero gravity. You were talking about hanging something up and it dropped to the ground. Talk about that a little bit. What was that like?
Absolutely. Coming back from a space mission and living in microgravity for a period of time, your body adapts to that. You get used to floating. Your body changes even how much fluid it retains. All the sensors in your brain say that you have too much fluid because essentially you're falling through the fluid in your body at all times, if you can imagine, and it makes your head feel full. So when you get back, you have to figure out how to walk again. You have to figure out how your vestibular system has to reconnect to your mind because it maybe has learned to ignore those things so that you don't get space motion sickness. All of these things. Also, you have to learn to reintegrate with people. We had an experience that was unique, and when we come back, the people around us, we have to explain that. We have to cross that bridge that gap with all of the rest of Earth.
And you're laughing over here, Commander. There must be some more to this story.
It just when the Navy rescue forces came on the vehicle after we had splashed down, and they came in, and they're not close to us, but I'm like leaning up against one of the rescue guys, and he was trying to get away from me, and I'm like, no, like physical contact does not bother us right now, and we really need you all like right here with us. And it was interesting that we had built a society, and now we were coming back to a society that had different norms and different standards, and all of a sudden we need to readapt.
You were talking about the sleeping arrangements. You're like, oh, these beds are way too far apart. What's going on here?
It did feel strange to be that far apart from my crewmates, for sure.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel right, and it wasn't a logical reaction to that situation. It was just an innate reaction.
And everybody, I mean, by all accounts, I've listened to all of the news conferences, and by all accounts, this mission was super successful. You talked about superlatives. You said, we don't really want to be a crew about superlatives, and I'm wondering if you think that now that would change your mind a little bit. Do you think more superlatives need to be heaped onto this group?
I was thinking about this today, and it's just more of what I felt in space, that all those superlatives to me gather up into one word, which is humbling.
Yeah.
What we did was humbling. It was humbling that so many people worked together to achieve this. It was humbling that so many people lent us their hearts to fly with us. It was humbling that so many people watched our journey. And the farthest things we went, the fastest things we did, the first, none of that does justice to what it took to get us here.
Victor, I have to put them, a lot of people have been asking about this. You said, I wanted to thank God with public, and I want to thank God again because even bigger than my challenge trying to describe what we went through, the gratitude of seeing what we saw, doing what we did, and being with who I was, it's too big to just be in one body. Was it a spiritual comment? What was that about?
It was a full everything comment. And if you can imagine, how do you wish someone well? How do you give someone the best thing that you have? I am religious, but I understand other people aren't. But if you just believe me that in my faith practice, to say God bless you is to just say, I want you to have the best that there is. I was just trying to communicate that in gratitude, and I just couldn't think of a better relief than to just back it all the way up to what I believe is the source, to God. The biggest thank you I can give you, the trust you put in these humans to be the newest members of a team, but be the only ones that could tell you what the other side of the moon was looking like when we were closest to it. That's a huge amount of trust, and it creates gratitude that I still don't have words to describe to you, but I tried.
They're giving me the wrap sign here. I just want to quickly ask Jeremy, very quickly, I know you guys are busy. There was some concern when I was talking to you that there was indication of maybe a cabin leak. Turned out to be nothing. Were there other situations like that along the way that you thought, just kind of takes you aback a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Most nights we were woken up at some point by a caution and warning of some sort, and they all turned out to be basically nuisance alarms. We had a fire alarm go off. That'll get your attention. And, there was no real fire, but you bet we sniffed every corner of that spacecraft trying to find anything, because a fire there would have been catastrophic for us.
You looked back and you saw the Earth, and you noticed the darkness around the Earth. And people were wondering, what does Christina mean by that? Is it a comforting thing? Is it a startling thing? What?
It's a perspective. It's the fact that when you're on Earth and you grow up here and this is all that you know, it's an inevitable background to your life. But when you see it against the blackness of the universe, you recognize that it's not an absolute. It's something to love and to care for and to appreciate, and that unites us.
Yeah. Commander, you had to love this team and love this mission.
Christina, Victor, Jeremy, we are bonded forever. We are best friends, and I have the deepest respect and gratitude to these three human beings here. They are the best there is.
Congratulations to all of you. Thank you for taking your time. America has a big round of applause and a thank you. Thank you
We very much appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you, America.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.